Talk about the time of year. Soon enough, going to have turkeys roasting in ovens. Christmas music is already playing on the radio.
Yeah, and the colder air has also moved in, which means winter and the snow is right behind it. But how much snow could we see here in the Carolinas after seeing nada last year? Chief Meteorologist Panovich is breaking down his prediction and winter weather outlook.
In Charlotte, our winter weather records go all the way back to 1878. But just in the past 30 years, our average snowfall has declined all the way to 3.5 inches of snow. We never went a year without zero snow. That was until last year. For the first time in 45 years, we ended up with 0 inches of snow in Charlotte, and it was one of the warmest winters we had on record. That was in part because we were coming out of 3 straight La Niña patterns, which typically mean warmer and drier than average conditions here in the southeast during our snow season. Now, this upcoming winter is bound to be vastly different because of El Niño, and not just a typical El Niño, possibly a historically strong El Niño. Now, El Niños on average mean we get above average rainfall here in the southeast because of that active southern branch of the jet stream. We also tend to get below average temperatures. But a word of caution, that doesn't always mean snowfall. It could mean a lot of cold rains with 40-degree temperatures. But there's some bad news for cold and snow this upcoming winter. For one, we have retreating Arctic sea ice in the northern hemisphere. We've already had below average snowfall this fall over in parts of Siberia. We have record warm water temperatures in the northern hemisphere. And all this means is that there's just not enough cold air around for snowfall this year in the northern hemisphere. Because of that active storm track in El Niño, I'm going to forecast above average precipitation here in the southeast. That means all types, even rain. There'll be a lot of cold rains. Because of that rain and that active storm track, probably going to see slightly below to near average temperatures across the Carolinas. Let's start in Boone. I'm going to forecast 44 inches up in the mountains this upcoming season. Now, that is above average and definitely more than we got last year. As you move down into the foothills, I'm going to forecast 7 inches of snow for parts of the Hickory area. That's slightly above average, but a lot more than last year as well. Last but not least, we're going to go to the Charlotte area, the Piedmont. We're going to see 4 inches of snow. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but that's slightly above average now and a whole lot more than the 0 that we saw last year. So I definitely think we're going to have a wet winter. I think the big question everybody always wants to know, is it going to be snowy? It certainly can't be as bad as last winter when we got 0. So any snow at all this upcoming season certainly will be a benefit to all you snow lovers.
And as you said, it's going to benefit our drought conditions too, right?
Yeah, El Niño is a great setup for the drought because it's wet. That's the most confident part of the forecast, is we're going to have a wet winter. And for me, and I am a snow lover, trust me. I want to get the forecast right, but I love snow. It's my first love of weather was a big snowstorm, and I love skiing. The more storms you get, it gives you more chances that the cold air will sink up. Wow. So I always say it's like more lottery tickets for the snow lovers. You get more chances to win out. So coming up tomorrow at 3:15, we're going to do an in-depth live stream. You can ask me questions. You can even post this on my Facebook page right now. But just to reiterate how important El Niño is, look at the averages here. In a La Niña year, which was last year in the last 3 years, we average about 1.5 inches less in La Niña winters. If you're wondering what La Nada is, that's the in-between phase. We call it the neutral phase in between the two. But this is the sad story. The last 10 years, we have not had much snow. Our average is down to 2.1 inches. Now, there's